Initializing.
Welcome. I was tin can and you were wall.
Welcome to Stream of Consciousness Podcast. I'm your host, Joel High Flying Cox, and this is my co-host, Joe Disgusted Stout.
Why do I keep getting to be the co-host? This is a bunch of bullshit.
Hold on. Welcome to Stream of Consciousness Podcast.
I'm the host, Joe, the Frostbite Stout, and this is Joel Hans Gruber Vader Cox.
The co-host.
Co-host. Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't even come back at it the right way. That's fine. I'll be the co-host. I don't even care.
No, you can be the host.
No, you do most of the work anyways.
I've
always thought
you are the talent. I'm the guy behind everything.
I'm really not that much of a talent.
Yes, you are.
I've always thought of you
You've
as
got
like
the
the
gift
producer.
of gab. Yes, I'm more of a producer.
I always think of you like you're
I'm the producer. I'm the editor. I'm the scheduler. I do all that stuff.
I basically show up, drink some of your drinks out of your refrigerator, and then leave in about an hour.
Yeah, but guess what? You give good content. You say things I won't say on audio.
I say all day. I don't even know what I say. I'm not sure that I
think one of my favorite things to do is we record a couple podcasts, and I'll listen to them before I edit them. I'm like, when did we say that?
I don't remember anything we say after we say it. My brain does not retain the words that come out of my mouth.
I kind of do. If I listen, if I like take a podcast, we record it, and I'll jump the middle. I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that. But there's a few times like, we recorded that?
Yeah, I literally surprise myself whenever I listen to our podcast. As I listen to it, I go, what am I going to say next? Like, I don't even remember. Like, I just ramble on about everything. I have no idea what's going through my mouth or out of my brain.
And that's why we love this. Get to stream of consciousness.
Yeah, we literally are. We sometimes have a little bit of a...
I think we should have called this show Rabbit Holes.
Rabbit holes? Mm-hmm. That sounds like something we should Urban Dictionary also now. Rabbit holes. Do you ever rabbit hole your girlfriend?
Let's see what this is for.
Once or twice. I hope my wife doesn't find out.
So, you've seen Star Wars Force Awakens, right?
Did I see The Force Awakens? Yeah, I did see The Force Awakens. Yeah, that's the one with Ren and everything. I actually just watched... maybe not just watched, but the handful of weeks ago, I finally watched Rebel One. Rebel One was pretty decent. Like, it gave it some context, and it made it like, it was the ending was like, kind of knocked me back. But I liked that they made it.
You watched the Titanic. You knew what's going to happen.
Well, no, I did, but there was more to it. Like, there was. It was, I don't want to give it away if anybody hasn't seen it. I know it's been out for a little while.
All I'm going to say is...
You know what? Screw it. If they haven't watched it by now... Then
all I'm going to say is, some of the podcasts I listen to, they get very polarized about movies. And the one guy hated this movie.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
You know what? And here's why I think that people disliked it. The people who disliked
Rogue One.
Rogue One?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who hated Rogue One?
That was a couple people.
That was a great movie.
I don't listen to
I think some people disliked the Force Awakens because they felt like it was basically just a retelling of A New Hope. Is that right?
No. Rogue
4. What was the fourth?
Force Awakens.
No, the
Force Awakens.
The original Star Wars.
Oh. The Empire. No.
Yeah, it's Star Wars, and it was A New Hope was...
A New Hope,
New Hope was number 4.
Okay.
They never called it A New Hope, it was just Star Wars, and then there was Return of the Jedi and The Empire Strikes Back. Or did I get that backwards? Return of the Jedi... It was Empire Strikes Back and then Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was Revenge of the Jedi. It used to be Revenge of the Jedi.
It was, and you know what? And with The Force Awakens, the new Death Star was called the Star Killer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what it was? Because originally Luke Skywalker was supposed to be Luke Starkiller, and they felt that wasn't like a friendly enough term for the hero, so they changed it to Skywalker. So that's why.
You know what I hate about movies and some books? So, the good guy meets a guy. Hi, I'm Baron Kill Everybody. I like to save people's lives, and I do all sorts of nice things. Okay, He'll never turn bad. This is not foreboding whatsoever.
Yeah, right. That's like something you see in like kids shows and stuff where like the bad guy comes out and you just know he's the bad guy because he's all evil and he's grotesque looking and he introduces himself as Batty McBatterson or something.
Or like the movie Sunshine. It was basically a movie where like the sun was dying and the way it fixes it jumpstarts a nuclear weapon or something.
Okay.
The name of the ship was Icarus. For those who don't know Greek mythology...
Yeah, it flew too close to the sun.
Yeah, and burned up then died.
Yes.
Spoiler alert!
Icarus, yeah. That's
they didn't
funny.
make it back. That movie's like 13 years old. No, 10 years old, I think. So I'm not spoiling anything for anybody.
You know what, though? I'm done with spoilers. I think we should have rules on how long. We need to set a determined point where it's okay to talk about a movie and assume that if you haven't seen it by now, you're just not going to. I think it has to be out on video and... Netflix even has to be on Netflix, and it has to be on Netflix for what do you want to say? 2 months?
Sure.
2 months. After it's on Netflix for 2 months, I think it's open game. It's fair game. You can talk about it, and you can say anything you want.
That works for me.
I think we should just go and spoil as many movies as possible right now.
Not this episode.
Okay, next time. Dave
probably heard enough about movies in the last episode. Right. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah. There was something we...
It's even funnier because Dave goes, I don't really mind you guys talking about movies, but I love saying sorry, Dave, just,
Is that like a catchphrase? Whatever happened to catchphrases? How come you don't see those in shows anymore? There's like very few that you see the shows that have a catchphrase anymore.
Attention span.
Yeah, but you would think that maybe that would still like hang on there. Like, remember, like every show back in the 80s and 90s always had a catchphrase.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Right. Michelle Tanner would always go, "How rude," or whatever. Like, was that Michelle or Stephanie? Stephanie said, "How rude."
Yeah.
Michelle used to say, "You got it, dude."
Uh-huh.
I know my Full House. But there was like every show had it. Every character in Full House had a catchphrase.
Pretty much.
Literally, I think every single one of them did. You don't see that anymore.
Nope.
The only one I can that even kind of close that I can think of right now is the New Girl with Zoe. What's her name?
Deschanel.
Deschanel. Deschanel?
Deschanel.
Deschanel? Are you certain? I trust you. Who, by the way, I think she's super hot. I want to throw that out there. So if she listens to our show...
Yeah, but she's also super awkward, and that really scares me.
That's what I love about her. I'm not usually into like that awkward nerdiness thing. Like, I have a lot of friends who are awkward and nerdy, but I don't...
so you think your friends are disgusting?
No. I didn't say disgusting. I'm saying I'm not usually attracted to it sexually, but something about her, like, if she was like, "Hey, what's up, big boy?" I'd be like, yes. And she could say that, and I would go, "That doesn't sound weird at all. You don't at all sound like a 1940s television show. You don't. This does not come across like Mae West in the least." Thank you, Zoe. And yes, I would totally. I wouldn't kick her out of bed.
For eating crackers.
That's right. No, I love her. I think she's amazing. But in that show, where I totally got sidetracked, was the one dude. What's his name? Jake Johnson. His character Nick always says, "Yes, Jake Johnson." Go ahead, double check.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick.
Well, I didn't know who his actual name was.
And Jake Johnson plays Nick, and in the show, he says, anytime something bad happens, he goes, "This is my nightmare," and I love that. I love that so much. And I was thinking about it, like, there's certain things that, there's a handful of stuff that I say, like, all the time.
My catchphrase at work is, "I just work here."
I'm just one of the monkeys at work here is what I always say to people. But I catch myself all the time saying, "I've made a bad decision." Like, that's like my go-to phrase anytime something bad happens. Like, if I'm making breakfast and I drop an egg on the floor, like, as it's falling, and I go, "Oh, I made a bad decision," as it falls. Like, I just say it all the time. I don't know where I started it or why, but it's just like my go-to thing. Like, I have a catchphrase, but television shows don't anymore. And I think we should bring back catchphrases. Joel?
I think we should make a television show.
I've been fighting for that for how long? I'm in.
Well,
do we have any actor friends? If we have any actor friends that listen to the show, I think we'd like to... what do you feel about scripting some things out and doing some shorts?
Sure.
All right. Anybody who's interested in doing shorts that has...
Open casting calls to Stream of Conscious Podcast listeners.
Yes, casting call. Send your nude photographs to josephrStout@hotmail.com. What? Oh, maybe different kind of...
No,
okay.
No, you can have those pictures. I don't want to see them.
Okay, yeah, no, send them to me. That's fine. I'll take them. That's Joseph R. Stout at hotmail.com. Just in case anybody's writing it down.
If we have any burly male listeners, please
yeah.
send the joke.
Oh, please, yes, big old Papa Bear, send it my way. Oh, you had to make it weird.
I made it weird.
I asked so little of you, but
yet here we are.
Yeah, right. I have ideas that run through. I carry around a notebook, and I need to start writing down some of these crazy. I come up with script ideas, or not script, but like little shorts that I could write. Like I'm always thinking of stuff to write down, and you know, 'cause I've been working on the same 5 books for the past 10 years that I haven't written any of, but I got the whole story mapped out in my head. And but I always have like these little like I want to write like almost like commercial, but like longer, like not quite that short, like not 30 seconds. I want to do something that's maybe like a couple minutes. Like I've wanted to do that for a long time, and you see some of it on the internet, but you don't see a ton of it. And I'd like to make
what are you talking about?
YouTube TV show.
There's a ton of them.
No, maybe I just don't see them.
Yeah,
I'd like to start doing that, and I think that I come up with some pretty crazy stuff.
I think I should just start writing down my dreams. Like I had this dream last night, so I don't know where I was, but this dude comes up to me and goes, I'm going to shoot myself. I'm going to blame you. And you're going to go to jail for it.
You dreamt this?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
So like, the dude shoots himself in the gut. And then I have to take him to the hospital. Because if I don't, why'd you take the guy to the hospital? At least that was the dream logic I had. So I'm sitting in the hospital like, how am I going to get out of this? How am I going to get out of this? So the nurse comes up, tells the guy, so he shot you, huh? It's like, yeah. Well, there's no gunpowder resin on his hands.
The nurse was a CSI agent. She crime scene investigated this. That's the kind of training this nurse has.
So then she's like, and judging by the angle, why did you shoot you like that from there?
She broke out her protractor.
Exactly.
This is Dexter solved this mystery.
So then, he ends up going to jail, and I get to leave. I'm like, well, that turned out better than I expected.
Sherlock Holmes, RN, is on the case. That's our show. That's our show. We got a nurse who's, everybody else is solving crimes. Why can't a nurse do it? I think this is genius, Joel. I love it.
My mom's a nurse. She figures stuff out all the time.
There we go. She can help. She can be, what do they call the people that come in and
consultant?
Because she can be our consultant. We'll make her a producer, co-producer, or something to that effect. She can get a little cut.
And while we're at it, we need to make Dwayne Holloway our grip for this show.
Done. Dwayne is our grip. We can get what's the other guy? Machine Gun Mike. Machine Gun Mike. If you're listening and you want to be part of the show, give us a call. Send your nudes to Joseph R. Stout at Must be thick-skinned and have big nipples. This is great. I think we should do. I really would think we should start filming like shows. We could totally do this. We're gonna need some chicks though, okay? All right, not all the dudes. All right, we need a couple girls in on the mix on this one because we need where you people we can choose from for certain scripts. Like do a Saturday Night Live style thing where we can pick and choose who we want to. So we're gonna need a lot of people, I think, because then we can, or maybe we just do something with 3 or 4 people. So I'm creative. We'll think of something. We just need to know.
Would you host a late night show?
Would I host a late night show? Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. I'd love it. I'd totally host.
Now, here's a question: what format would you do?
You mean like a talk show,
It's late night. It's
like Jay Leno or
when I say late night, I'm saying it is now 1:00 in the morning. You got an hour show to fill. What are you going to fill it with?
Here's my initial thought is okay. You know how after midnight Cinemax kind of becomes a different station. That's really basically what I want to host. I want to host that show. I feel like the more inappropriate, the better for me. That's where I thrive. Think of Craig Ferguson meets Hugh Hefner. That's the show. And now I got my first 2 guests. So this thing's pulling itself together. So that's my late night show. wouldn't want to do a Conan O'Brien-esque type thing. Because I feel like there's too much.
So how is this late night show different from your game show?
This is exactly my game show, actually.
That's what I thought.
This is everything that I've ever wanted in the world.
If I hosted a late night show, I'd have a band, but it'd just be any band. It'd be someone with weird band. Like something's weird but cool.
Right, like not like the Roots, but like better.
Sure.
Okay.
Never listened to the Roots.
No, from Jimmy Fallon? Not Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon. Like his band is like more.
But like I'd switch bands in and out so that like new people could like get something like
There's a chick who plays bass guitar on YouTube and she doesn't wear a bra.
Actually, you know what? I want YouTube artists. That's what I'm gonna have for my band.
That would be great. First, we start with the chick who doesn't wear a bra, but then we work on our way to like the girl that plays the ukulele and has. I mean, I've seen some people on YouTube that have just voices that are like phenomenal. So if I had a show, I would absolutely. They would be my band.
There's a girl I follow. She plays the bagpipes, and she plays like rock and stuff.
On the bagpipes?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Really cool.
I have to check that out.
So I'd have that. And then for guests, I don't want to do actors and actresses because they always go on.
You know, it used to be, I mean, back whenever, like, Johnny Carson, I mean, like, really way back, when Johnny Carson was doing shows, you saw a lot more, I mean, you still had, like, the actors and stuff in there, but occasionally you would get somebody who was, like, part of the show, but wasn't really necessarily, like, you'd have a director every so often, you'd have maybe not, I don't know if writers were ever really on, but those are the people that I want to interview. I want to interview the writers. I want to, the people who come up with, because actors are just, they're Dick the Birds is what they are. Remember in the Flintstones, whenever Fred would say, he'd have the Dick the Bird would take the notes, and he'd say, oh, I have to break for lunch at 4, and the bird would go, break for lunch at 4, Mr. Flintstone. That's what actors are. They're Dick the Birds. So, I want the writers there. I want the, let it out. Just let it out.
Is that what they were actually called?
Yeah, they're called Dick the Birds. Check it out in the Flintstones. That was a real thing. There was a real Dick the Bird. I didn't just make that up. I wish I did, but no, I didn't. That's a real. Google Dick the Bird, and it's a little green. And then the green one was the one that was the record player. Google Dick the Bird to get images of it, and I bet you'll see Fred Flintstone. But I want the writers. I want the directors. I want the producers.
Holy crap!
See, I told you. I want the people who are the true talents, the people that have brought the show to life and made it what it is. Oh, you know what? Our friend, or more so your friend, but I consider him a friend now too. JP, he's a writer, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'd love to have someone like him. And I've talked with him. That little bit we went in Vegas. He's a funny dude. He's such a hoot to talk to, man. That guy's a riot.
Because I want like you said, the writers. I want like people who like guys who go on Amazon and write their books and get famous.
Right.
Those are the kind of people I want to interview.
Those would be more. You're gonna have a
interesting.
way better interview with them than you would with some celebrity.
I don't want a celebrity because it's like, well, what can I cannot talk about?
There's rules, there's stipulations.
They've got their little. They've got the little
plastic
thing,
surgery or whatever.
But like you talk to that guy who's like, so I was smoking crack in the back of Walmart.
We should get drug addicts. There's a dude sitting on the corner down the street. I bet we can get him.
I had an idea for this book, so I wrote it. It's way
That's
more
the guy I want. I want the drug addict who wrote a book. I want a successful drug addict on my show. That would be great.
But like, I want like interesting things that nobody usually goes for. I want that stuff that's like it's gold that nobody knows about.
Yeah,
they should.
I think that would be because you really do run across so much of that, and a lot of people don't get. It's such a tough world to make that break in, and like for actors and comedians and writers and musicians that have all this talent, but just haven't really hit the jackpot to become famous. And I mean, I like I was saying about like these people on YouTube. There's a lot of them that are, for every 10 videos you watch of somebody singing a song on YouTube, 8 of them are garbage.
Yeah.
But then you get the 1 or 2 that are just these phenomenal voices, and they're supreme talents. And to be able to get those people and to give them some exposure, some limelight would be an amazing thing, because you're not only doing for them, but you're doing for you're creating your show with it as well. And I'm not talking like I know The Voice does that where they have, but that's
I want legitimate like, hey, this guy's got 1 million hits on YouTube. Like I kind of almost want to follow the memes almost, but not really.
The memes,
like whenever someone goes viral.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm like, okay, let's come on the show and see what it's about.
Yeah.
And actually just talk to them and not be all fake and like...
And ask them real questions,
Yeah.
not some scripted bull crap. Like, ask them stuff that we really want to know, or just shoot the breeze.
Like the woman who wore the Wookiee mask. I want to ask her, so how do you clean your carpets? Like, what's your secret? What's your favorite recipe to make?
What is it? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but it sounded super dirty.
No!
Some chick wears a Wookiee mask and you want to know how she cleans her carpet.
Actual carpet, nothing sexual.
What's she wearing a Wookiee mask for? I don't understand
You don't
this.
remember this? The mom put the Wookiee mask on and she did the video and she got one viral on YouTube.
No, I didn't see this. You know who I love? I think is great now that it's. I'm kind of taking a little turn here. Did you ever see the? I've seen her on Facebook and stuff, but it's this lady. She's this mom who she mimics like all these models' photographs, where like the models take these like extreme photographs, and then like this woman. She mocks them, where she does like her own version of that same photograph.
That looks awesome.
Dude, have you seen this?
No.
She has a bunch. She has tons and tons and tons of them. Like it'll be one of like somebody laying on the beach. Like it'll be this like sexy model or whatever. I don't know any of their names, but it'll be like whatever. It'll be Lindsay Pellis or something laying on the beach in a bathing suit and the waves splashing up on her, and it just looks beautiful. And then like this woman will do one where like she's laying on the beach and like the water will just like hit her and her hair be on her face or something. And she mimics all these different photographs, like where they show the original photograph and her version of it, or like like her holding a grilled cheese sandwich or something like that. Like it's all goofy stuff, but I wish I knew her name because she's hilarious, and that's watching her, like seeing her stuff like that is just phenomenal. Where she just mocks it, makes fun of it, and it's really cool. And if you get a chance, you got to check her out. If I see her, I'll send you a link.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd like that. I get what you're saying. Like I want to have like real people. I'd rather talk to, work with, and see real people than like. I feel like celebrities have just been taken out of society too much.
Yeah.
That too many of them are just a little too weird, where they're not weird in that fun way. They're not like socially awkward like a normal person. Yeah. Like people are socially awkward a lot of times. There's a lot of socially awkward people, but that's a reality. That's a realness. Whereas celebrities are they're just not in it because they've just too much money has been put in their pocket and too much fame and too much direction has been given to them, where some of them there's still a lot of great celebrities, but they're not all on the same page that we are as far as like being legitimate people.
Because there's a guy on YouTube, he does interviews with different people, but they're eating hot wings, and like they go up to different Scoville levels.
Okay.
So you're getting interviewed eating this extremely hot food, and it's hilarious. They did that with Key and Peele years ago, but
I love Key and Peele too.
Yeah.
They're great.
But like I want like that fun show that like you find the stuff you don't normally find, or the stuff you don't want to find.
Yeah.
But that's not creepy. Like, why am I watching this?
Right. And there's YouTube. I think was one of the single most greatest inventions to.
Yeah.
That has taken over, in my opinion. It's become the new social presence. Mm-hmm. Like Facebook was intended for that, and Facebook really had a lot of potential to become something different than what it is. But I think Facebook's taken a huge dive downhill. Like I don't even like Facebook anymore, and if it wasn't the way that I could connect to so many different apps on my phone, I would totally delete it.
I use Facebook more for the groups and finding stuff like my drone stuff than I do for actual talking to my friends.
Right.
Like my notification for friends is little. Like I've got there's a. It's a group that people are selling their old drone stuff. Uh-huh. It's like, oh, the wife found out I had 20 drones. I gotta get rid of 15 of them. These going quick. Or, yeah, well, I gotta pay rent and I gotta sell $2,000 worth of equipment. Here you go.
There's definitely some benefit to Facebook. I'm not saying it's bad or it's horrible or it's evil or whatever like that. It's not nothing crazy along that line. I just think that Facebook has changed so much from what it was. Like now, really, Facebook is basically clickbait. All of Facebook is, there's so little. It used to be I would go through and I would look and I would read what all the people in my life were doing. They would say, oh, I'm going to the store, or and sometimes it was stupid stuff, but sometimes it was something interesting, like happy birthday or happy anniversary.
Got arrested again.
Yeah, like those are things I want to hear about, like or something good or something bad happened to someone, major events in their life, and you would follow through. And I used to look down Facebook and I would read the things, and I even myself, I used to put all those funny, goofy comments. I used to do letters. I wrote that book that was basically, it was a collection of my Facebook posts where it was dear letters to intimate and not intimate, well, sometimes intimate, inanimate objects or things that just belief systems like dear Christmas, and then what I would say about Christmas, and so. And I would go through, and I believe that, when I did it back several years, that was 10 years ago. No, seven. No. I published it in 2012, but I wrote it mostly in 2010, 2011. Mm. So it's been several years. It was 2012 that I
got a published book.
So, and I would put that stuff, and people would read it. But now on Facebook, honestly, I skim through so much. I'm just going through, and now it's like I've sucked myself into it, and I'm aware that I've done it. The ads, like I go through, and then I see like these articles that are 15 things that men don't want to tell their girlfriends, or something like that, or stupid stuff like that. And then I end up clicking on those.
I got them hide.
I've got more than 15. So. But that's what Facebook's become. It's like all these articles and it's all this clickbait. And here's what I love, because now people are there's like these rogue, these vigilantes that have come. They're saving us by what they do is they take that article, and you have to see those 15 comments or whatever. You have to read a little bit, click next, read a little bit, click next, read a little bit, click next, and you do it over and over and over again. And what they'll do is there are people now that in the comment section, when you hit comments, they'll tell you, like, whatever it gives you, like that screenshot, it'll give you like the first part of a little bit of the story, and then it cuts it off. So you've read it, you're interested, you need to know the rest of the story. These people will give you the rest of the story in the comments, so you don't have to click next 100 times. And God bless those people. And if you are one of those people and you listen to our show, thank you. I love you. I think it's an amazing, wonderful thing that you do. You are doing God's work. So very much, from the couples of my heart, I thank you.
So the website Dig, it was considered social news. I've talked about this before, but they did similar things. You find this article, I'm like, I don't read this whole thing. You look in the comments, the whole thing's there. I'm like, yes.
And I love that. And also, I found this out too. If there's an article that I want to read and it's got next, I just copy the title of the article, and then I go into Google Chrome or whatever, Safari or whatever you happen to use, and you paste it, and then it'll bring up the article so you can read the whole article in one rather than hit next. Because Facebook breaks those articles down so that you have to continue, because it's advertising and it's money, and I get that, and I don't begrudge them wanting to make money.
I begrudge certain aspects of advertising.
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, how long have we been listening to the radio for free, and how long?
But you haven't. All those ads are there.
Well, but
what I'm saying though is
they're there because you can't run a business without money.
But here's the thing. I was talking to my friend a couple weeks ago. I forget where I was or what I was talking about. But like music industry. You had to buy CDs. It was like $25 a CD, $20, $15, $20. It was a butt ton of money. Didn't have a la carte. If I wanted one song, I had to drop $20 on average for that one song. And then Napster came out, and they all talking about losing all this money. And Apple said, "Okay, we're gonna do a la carte." And now I can buy the songs I want. So now they can't just fluff all these albums with crap.
Right.
They had the chance to to do a la carte and make money that way and not have all this garbage. They didn't.
Well, and
taxi companies in New York. You have to have that gold medallion to be a taxi. It's $1 million, and they're mostly jackwagons. Call back from episode 1.
It's what?
Jackwagon.
Jackwagon?
Or you're using different words for different.
Oh yes, jackwagon was one of our words to cover up whenever we want to say somebody was something other than a jackwagon.
But the point is, like,
that's funny. I remember that jackwagon, just because I know I don't think he catches the show just because he's not a internet or technological kind of guy. But jackwagon was one of those terms. I think it was in a commercial or something.
Yeah.
But it was my buddy Kevin was the first one I've ever really heard use that term. He used to say jackwagon all the time, and so I kind of stole it from him. Mm-hmm. I know it's not his, but I sort of stole it from him, and I felt like he needed credited with that.
But anyway, they basically rolled the roost. Uber comes in. Now they're losing money because Uber's cheaper, faster, and better. And they could have done the better. Like, everybody had these opportunities to make more money and be better.
Right. And competition is the key to success.
So I don't feel bad when advertisers, because the thing is, advertising on the internet is a black hole.
Right.
Like, you've got to throw, what was it? there's a statistic, a quote that's along the lines of, well, 50% of my money in advertising worked on the internet. I just didn't know which 50%.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's like shotgun approach.
Yeah, shoot with a shotgun and hopefully you hit something. And there's the world's ever changing and always evolving, and you're always going to have that. You need that. That's a necessity of life to make things better for companies and for us as consumers. Where like the radio, for example, radio was free forever. You had to pay for the radio, but you didn't have to pay to listen to stations. But you had all the commercials, and then the commercials got more and more and more and more. And basically, what happened was the radio stations they could control how much commercial you got to listen to or didn't get to listen to, and there wasn't a whole lot we as consumers could do about it.
Yep.
But then Pandora and iTunes and Spotify and all these other ones came out, and now there's still sometimes there's commercials, but there's less commercials. There's more competition, or you can pay to not have to listen to those commercials. So they're still making their money, and whether you feel that that's a need or a necessity, do you want to listen to the radio for free? Do you want to listen to Spotify or whatever? Do you want to put your own money into not listening to commercials? And whether that's worth it or not. And I think that's a good thing because it may or may not be. My mom's never going to shell out $2.95 to not listen to a commercial. She's just not built that way. She's not that kind of person. She'll listen to the radio for free for the rest of her life. She doesn't even own a cassette. So that's never going to happen. But some people still have CDs. Some people do listen to Pandora. Some people have what's a satellite or XFM radio or whatever it is. So there's competition, and that's a good thing because it gives everybody the option to do like you were saying.
Yeah. So I used to do I used to do Spotify for free.
Okay.
And then one commercial, no problem. Two commercials. They only got 3 and 4 commercials between songs. I'm like, yeah, you've had enough. So I actually paid the $10 a month.
How much is it a month? $10 a month.
But apparently, for 14, you get a family account, have 4 different accounts for $14.99.
Now for me that's not worth it. I don't listen to $10 worth of music a month.
Oh, I do.
I listen to a lot. I'm huge on, and I love it. Pandora. Pandora's my new favorite. I've been listening to Pandora. Well, maybe not new. I've been listening to it for a while. Yeah. And I love it. And
Pandora's the reason I blew like $30 or $40 extra dollars a week. $30, $40 like a month buying music.
Really? Mm-hmm. I'd still do the free Pandora.
No, I had the free Pandora, but I kept buying music because I found stuff I liked.
Oh, see, I just turn it on, and because to me that's like it gives me some new songs, and it gives me stuff that I maybe wouldn't necessarily turn on. Because if I'm in control of what I listen to, I'm just going to listen to certain songs and certain things, and I'm just going to go through. Like, I'm going to have my playlist, and then I'm going to get tired. I'm going to play those songs to the point where I don't ever want to listen to Blurred Lines again. It was a great song, and now I hate it.
That never happens to me.
See, I get like that. Like,
I can listen to the same song for 3 days straight and not even blink an eye.
That's we already told that story.
On the corner.
But no, I like Pandora because I can put in one song that I like and then listen to 30 other songs. And I've actually found a lot of songs I had never heard before. I recently put in, I've been listening to, I found a band called, there's 2 different ones. I can't remember which one it is I put in Pandora. Arctic Monkeys was one of them. And the other one was like Frontilio or something like that. But they're both like bands I'd never heard of before. But now they're stations on my Pandora, and I've found a billion other songs that I like. They kind of have this old, maybe not old, but like it's more like alternative indie rock kind of sound that I didn't think it was something that I would necessarily enjoy, but I do. I love it. I think it's amazing. They're great music now.
This week alone, I found 4 different bands or artists that I like. There's one guy called Skyhawk. He does got some themes from my own podcast I listen to. There's one called App Slappy, and it's really awesome.
App Slappy?
Yeah. Okay. It's a really awesome techno track. And I found out who he was. I'm like, I made his playlist. I listened to 2 days straight of his stuff at work. Then our friend Annie told me about Galactic Empire. They're a Star Wars band, but they play everything with a rock tone to it.
Oh, neat.
They're awesome. Then like I've been listening to movie soundtracks like Kingsman, the Iron Fist. The guy named Apache, I think it's Apache, I think. He does a lot of techno songs too. And I found this other guy Nigel something. He was doing some crazy things on Facebook. I'm like, this is awesome! I have new music again.
And that's what I like about those stations too.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you find new things that you would not have necessarily. If you have your own playlist, you only listen to what you have on your playlist. You don't get the opportunity to learn and find something new. And I like that.
That's true.
I like exposure to things that I wouldn't have necessarily chased down, or I wouldn't have.
Don't lie. You just like exposing yourself.
I like exposure. Joseph R. Stout at hotmail.com if you want to expose yourself.
Big burly lumberjacks is what Joe likes.
That's not where I'm going with this. That's not it at all. Oh. Well, I think it is about that time. Am I not mistaken, or are we running longer?
No, we're on time.
We're on time?
We're always on time. It's our podcast.
Yeah, do what we want. The boss of ourselves.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I'm going to try and use Twitter more.
Okay. I don't even think I own Twitter anymore. Do they kick you off after a while?
No.
You think they would?
No.
I found out recently I'm never ever on Snapchat because I just don't understand the idea. I'll forget what I sent. If I Snapchat a message to someone,
I'll make it simple.
I will forget.
I'll make it super simple. You got a picture you want to send somebody, but you don't want them to keep it very easily. You want
Joseph R. Stout at hotmail.com if you have that picture. That's where you send that picture.
So you got to Snapchat it. Click. So they look at it. They've got 7 seconds and it's gone.
But my thing is, like, I was using it a little bit to basically. I was using it as a text. I don't send pictures because anytime if I'm on the phone, I'm usually sitting on the couch with my feet up and I'm laid back, and I get like that super chin thing going on, like where my neck and my chin become the same being, and I'm not taking a picture of that. Nobody gets this. That's not a picture I want to send out. I'm not sending "What's for dinner tonight, honey" with that picture. Not doing it. So like I just use just the text part of it. So I'll send something out. I'll send out a text. And then I'll forget what I said, so whenever I get a text back and she's like, yeah, sounds good. How's Friday? And I'm like, what are we doing Friday? Like, I don't remember what I said. Like, I don't have the attention span of my own. Like I was saying before, like, I don't listen to the words I say. So I can't Snapchat. It's not built for me. But for some reason, some way, somehow, I have like 3 different snap. I must have set it up, forgot I did it, set it up again, forgot I did it, set it up again, and forgot I did it. So I have 3 different Snapchats. I finally have one where it's like I have it saved and that's the only one I use. But there's at least 2 other Snapchats that I don't use.
Moral of the story, folks: don't Snapchat Joe.
Yeah, no, don't. I mean, you can, but
Good night,
how do you
folks.
know which one? Night, everybody, and disco.